Lois Shimuli got 12%.
Lois Shimuli, Shosh Linda Ayoma, and Kature Murungi became the 9th, 10th, and 11th contestants to be eliminated from the competition.
It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
The surviving contestants took part in a rugby challenge at the Railways Club.
Avoid clustering, just for safety.
Group moja isonge hapa.
They were trained by rugby legends Humphrey Kayange and Tito Oduk.
The kind of workouts we had today were progressive, starting from warming up the body just to limber up, stretching them just to avoid injuries. Then we progressed it into basically pre-contact, preparing the body for contact, for rugby contact.
At the end, they were all happy and enjoyed the bit that we had to do.
After an intense workout under the watchful eye of Humphrey and Tito, the teams played a game of touch rugby.
Kila wakati ukipewa mpira lazima ukimbie mbio, upiane tena pasi, urudi nyuma tena ukimbie mbio. Sasa inakuwa ngumu, inataka mazoezi.
Eldoret was base camp for the team as they took part in intensive training in the home of champions. Running was the order of the day. They trained with Sam Mite and Martin Kano at the University of Eldoret.
So, unaenda unasimama ukotenta.
Walked through Kaptagat Forest and took on Kerio Valley at Samich Resorts Nature Club. Bran Mwita, Lisa Kaburu, Diana Wamboi, Monica Wanjiru, Anna Chieng, and Shaban Hassan got eliminated from the competition after the Eldoret training. Only 4 contestants are left: Hassan Kitsao, Kenneth Angoho, Geoffrey Nyasimi, and the only woman, Lispa Kamau, who will win the ultimate challenge and walk away with 1 million shillings. We leave you with Lispa Kamau, Geoffrey Nyasimi, and their coach, Ibrahim Noor, as they share their highlights on Ultimate Challenge.
The most challenging moment was in Eldoret. Eldoret was not easy. It was not easy. Also in the beginning was tough because you're not used to very tough exercises. So at the end of the day, every day I had an injury. I started with a knee injury that stayed for almost 3 months. Actually now I'm much better, but I used to have pain on my knees, on your back. Everywhere is just paining because you're just shocking your body every day. So, and then we are with Imu, so you're running around Arboretum and some very tough exercises in the beginning. So that was the first challenging part of it. Then now comes Eldoret. Eldoret, at least you have the energy, but the triple stuff. The running to 20, I think 23 kilometers, and then being woken up at 2 a.m. to go to the water. That was also shocking and also challenging, and you're going back to sleep and you know in the morning you're waking up to run again. So that was quite challenging for me, but it's been a good experience. Every best moment for me is when I stand on the scale and I've lost a kilo. 0 or 1 or 2 or 3. Every time I stand on that scale and some kilos have gone down, those are my amazing moments. And every time I put on a dress or I wear something and it's big, that is also an amazing moment. You forget about all that pain because you just find that all that pain was worth it. All that time you spent is all worth it. When I was picked, I told myself I have to do it to the end. So I challenged myself. Once I always tell myself, if you are doing something, give it 100%. Don't give 50-50, give it 100% wherever you go. So I was believing God that I'm going to reach the finals. It's been amazing. It's been amazing. They're all supporting me. They're like, hey, you can do it. You know, and somebody sees you and they're like, wow, where, you know. And some clients, they come in and they ask, is that lady the one who is always in that office or it's her sister? You know, that kind of thing. If I win it, I think the first thing is give tithe and give thanks to God because we were so many. We were over 500 people who came here on the audition day, running from the gate to everywhere. And the fact that God has brought you up to the end and even allowed you to win that money, I think that's the first person you should be thankful about. And I think that's what I'll do first. The rest of the money, I think I'll put it into business. So I think that's like it. And then also, I will not forget my teammates. At least I'll make sure there's a party where we celebrate all of us because everybody put some effort into it. To some extent, I've always been a confident person, but now I have some swagger, you know. Yeah, even with my weight, I still was somehow confident and everything else, you know, that kind of stuff. So I still have to look good. What kept me in focus is I knew what I want. And my target was losing weight. I gave 4 months to Ultimate Challenge. 4 months, I'm not going to, I go to work for very few hours. I'm waking up at 4, so it had to be worth it.
My experience in this challenge has been extremely explosive. You see, I'm a person who subscribes a lot to the tenets of longevity. I love living, you know, more than the time that my gods have prescribed me to live. And therefore, whenever I step on that weighing scale and look at the effort that the competitors have put in, my longevity in this challenge is brought under disrepute. So I have to feel challenged. I have to feel, you know, threatened. And therefore, that stepping on the weighing scale was something that made my stomach turn, literally, although it was empty. The best moment, it was not on camera, it was not captured on camera, and I was not with my teammates, I was just somewhere else. Last 2-3 weeks, I didn't lose so much weight and I was fearing that I was going to be eliminated. So I had to make peace with the training ground. I had to make peace with the Arboretum. And you know what I said? Today, I'm going to do my best and make peace with this place. If I'm leaving, I'm leaving. Yeah. Oops, I did 40 kilometers non-stop. So it's something that is very dear to me. Being in the final is a subordinate to what I thought. I thought I was the winner and I'm still thinking I'm the winner. Yeah, so being on the final is a precursor, it's just a stepping stone. I knew I'd get to this point because I was determined to put in all that it took for me to be, you know, top there. And I'm continuing to put that so that I can vindicate my statement of being the ultimate winner of the so-called Ultimate Challenge. We'll start with Mom. You know, the first few weeks, you know, she has got very many ways of her expressing love and stuff like that. So whenever I came home, I'd find, you know, my typical chapati and some meat and somewhere. Everything is just there. Even week 6, my share was just there. Week 7, week 8, the share started reducing. And there was this day I came home, I found, you know, a sufuria of meat, but there was no meat somewhere there. So I think at last you embrace the fact that my portions have reduced. There are things that we should be, you know, keeping now on the shelf, like the flour and all that. These days I get home, I find, you know, greens left for me. I'm never failure in life. If I don't maintain it, I've failed. This is my newfound life. And next time we talk, I think I'll be flashing few, you know, well-sculpted muscles. As I've said again and again and again and again, it's always been my passion to, rather my dream to go and watch a Formula One game, a Formula One race. So I think the first thing when I win that is Chap Chap ticket, Yandege, Australian, March 22nd. Then I save another one for probably Spa-Francorchamps, that is a Belgium Grand Prix. And oh, this thing just came in late when you guys took me to a charity establishment somewhere in Eldoret. I had, you know, those kids scratched my emotions, and probably, not probably, they will have a taste of this pie. My personality has not changed. My personality has been refined. There's the me, you know, and there's the myself that I want to be.
It was mind-boggling when I came in, because the camera is right in front of you, and then you have the producer in front of you looking at you, and you need to do something, and that was really not easy. That was not easy. Actually, that was the hardest bit, just to come to the show and having a camera right in front of you. You know, as a trainer, you always have to believe in yourself. So when they give you a test or they give you a chore to do, so they gave us like, okay, these people are this big. Okay, when they came in, they were so big. Like, I was looking at the contestants, I was like, how am I gonna make them small? Trust me, I was like shocked. People are 150 kgs and above. That is not something that you see all the time in Kenya, actually. So when I saw them, I was like, yeah, it's a beautiful test. It's something that I would like to do. I was determined to do it. Like, I gave myself however much I gave out. And however my skills that I have and I've been doing for the last 3 years to do what I've been doing, I was thinking maybe it can work, and it did. Somehow it did. It kind of worked. They're losing 33 kgs. That's wonderful. To make the contestants lose weight, that was the most challenging bit that I went through. Worst moment is seeing people go that you've been with for a while. That's actually the worst moments that you experience in UC. No, you're climbing long and not all the way up. Altitude barrier, can't breathe nicely, your heart is pounding. You're going all the way up, and then you feel like your team is being misused a little bit, so you get angry, right? So you just lash out. You're like, you're pissed about this. I need to be known I'm here. So yeah, that was my worst moment, actually. I think that's the only time I actually lashed out.
They get an extra one. It's easy for them.
Oh, those challenges were not easy. Those challenges were not for people who just came in for 2 months to lose weight, and then you're told to run 30K or 23K, you know, go up, like the Meru thing we did, the Mount Kenya thing we did, that was not easy. I guess the Mount Kenya one was super hard, and the Eldoret one. Everybody has their own strategy. I think Eric has his own way, which works well for him, you can see. I think Ibrahim works well too. I've had a good time with them for the last 3 months. When they came in first, I didn't know them, so I didn't know what to feel. And the beauty about it is it's not like we were working at the same sport. Everybody was working at their own area. I was working at Arboretum, he was working at Karura, and what's his name was working in, what's his name, Eric, was working in Taj. But I know he has the panel beating, which is something that people should. About that? I've never tried it. I don't know what it is. I think it's ramp and something. I think it's really, really hard. And then Ibra has his ropes, and he has his jungle forest, you know? Jungle gym, sorry. So he does well with it too. And I have my Arboretum. Competitively, I thought I want to beat them. That's my vision when I started. It's like, I'm going to beat these people. Not because I hate them, not because I have no feelings for them. It's just because it's my job to do better than them. That's what I thought in my head. Word of advice. UC is only 4 months. And then after that, they're on their own. So looking at somebody who's going to lose like 30 to 40 kgs and then go back and just bring it back again is sad. And I don't think I'm not, in my head, I'm not thinking they'll do that. Because, you know, the kind of people, the Final Four, I reckon they're really, really serious. And that's what I'm thinking.